Let's talk about security governance. Security governance establish the policies, the frameworks, and guidelines that helps organizations align with our organization's objectives and to help us defend against threats. In this lesson, we'll focus on the key components of security governance and how it helps us enhance our cybersecurity posture. Security governance is not just about compliance, it's about creating a culture of security within an organization. Now, effective security governance relies on comprehensive security policies and standards, and this have to define how our organization protects data, our applications, and our infrastructure. And these are rules and guidelines that guide employee behavior and actions regarding sensitive information, access control, incident response, and above all else, fostering a culture of security awareness. An example of a security policy that can help promote security culture is a no blame policy for employees that report phishing and similar incidents. So, people who are victims of social engineering attacks should feel like they can trust you enough to actually report that they've been affected. And that will help us detect threats much earlier and more easily because people feel readily um, that they are able to just report things without any adverse or negative consequences. Now, to we have to understand that security framework is very important for security governance, and it helps us with in form of a blueprint that helps us to achieve effective security measures. And we need to define key elements like risk assessment, vulnerability management, incident response, and disaster recovery in our security strategy. So we need to have these policies in place so that everyone knows this is our position on things, this is what has to happen to effectively drive those programs of security. And it needs to also take into account the organization's specific needs, the organization's culture, industry size, and risk tolerance. Now, when it comes to security policies, we also need to take an example like an e-commerce company might have to implement the PCI DSS guideline to secure customer payments. And of course, this helps to standardize the security practices and ensure consistency within the organization. To conclude, security governance is very important in safeguarding against cyber threats because you want the whole organization to be aligned in terms of what needs to happen. And it's not just about having a security policy and assuming that it's going to be followed, it also has to be really embedded within all the organization's policies that employees would normally follow. And this also empowers our employees and it helps us to manage risks. So, a policy um, for certain risks, a policy might be the right mitigation strategy to address the risk. Thank you, and we'll meet in the next lesson.